Okay, so Caitlin, could you please mute everyone for us? Okay, so let's get started. Hello, my name is Jazlynn, and I'm going to be doing a workshop on the introduction to policymaking for greener communities. So it's basically connecting policymaking with environmentalism and environmental science. Okay, so for day one, we're going to talk about an overview of what the course is going to be about, and we'll also do an icebreaker. So we're going to first start with environmental science and what environmental science is. Then we'll talk about some environmentalists and their policies. Then we'll go into organizing, and then we'll talk about some potential changes we can make at our schools or our communities, and then we'll create our own policies. Students will learn about environmental science and the effects of environmental science in their everyday lives. We'll discuss different policymakers and the process of creating transformative change. Students will create a campaign to make change related to the environment at their school or their community. So the requirements for this workshop is you need a computer device to access Zoom, which I'm pretty sure you all have, and then also a Gmail account so you can access Google Docs if you want to take notes. You can also have a pen and pencil and paper to take notes, or like, again, a device to type on. And the course is going to be 5 sessions, but they will be relatively short because a lot of it is mostly brainstorming. So we might be able to get through most of it. So about me, my name is Jazlynn, and I go to James Logan High School. I'm currently a junior. My experience is I'm the James Logan Environmental Club president. I'm also the education committee leader for the Reform Club. And I'm also in my Ethnic Studies Social Justice Academy. And I've done research and I've had meetings with other organizers and environmentalists. So here's some info about what DYC is. We're a nonprofit organization. And here's some information if you would like to join us. So we're gonna start with an icebreaker. We're just gonna introduce our names and then talk about some of our favorite things. So what is your name? My name is Jazlynn. You can type in chat or you can say it out loud. Hi, Caitlin.
Hi, I'm Robert.
Hi, Robert. Hi, Cecilia.
Hi, I'm Artemis Carlito the 4th and the 5th. My friend's Jose Nicandro, and I love clam chowders.
That's nice to hear. Hi, Evelyn. Hi, Noah. Hi, Devin.
Pablo Diego
Hi, I'm Stephanie.
de Paula, Juan Nepomuceno, Maria de los Remedios, Cipriano de la Santissima Trinidad Ruiz y Picasso. You can call me Pablo.
Hi, Pablo. Nice to meet you. Oh, hi, Sigmani. Nice to meet you. So let me know what your grade is or how old you are.
I'm a junior and I'm 16.
I'm also a junior and I'm 16.
Oh, I see that we're all a similar age group.
I'm a senior.
Mm-hmm. Nice. Oh, it looks like most of us are juniors or seniors. Okay, let's go on to the next question. We're gonna skip this question. So what is your favorite thing about nature?
Well,
I see that some people said plants.
It brings me closer to God and my Holy Spirit.
Nice.
I like succulents. Sorry.
Oh, I like succulents too. I see Cecilia said she likes the beauty of it. Devin talked about how it's calming. Sigmani said she likes sunsets. And Rita likes the soil. AC likes mushrooms. Thank you for answering that. if you could be any animal, what would you be? For me, I would be a dolphin because I love dolphins. Also, they're fun. Oh, an ostrich seems really cool. A dog? Dogs seem really fun to play with. A cat?
I think I want to be like a hedgehog. Yeah.
I love hedgehogs. Algae. I love that answer.
I would want to be a single cell organism.
Oh, like an amoeba?
Mm-hmm. And the amoeba sisters.
I love the Amoeba Sisters. Thank you everyone for answering. Okay, last, we don't have any more questions, but here's some pictures that I added. So these are some cool animals and plants. Okay, so we're just gonna move on because that was fairly short. So we're gonna talk about environmental science. So environmental science is the study of interactions among humans and nature. Environmentalism is a social movement whose goal is to protect the environment through lobbying, activism, and education. So I have one question. Where have you seen environmentalism in your community? I'll go first. Oh, okay.
Okay.
You can go
Sorry.
first.
Oh, okay. So, our school has a JLHS environmental club at our school. So yeah, and I'm a part of that club.
Yeah, that's a good example of how we've seen environmentalism. Yeah, Caitlin mentioned recycling. Recycling is also a really important part of like the movement for the environment. Planting trees, yeah, that's another one. Yeah, thank you for all your answers. So we're gonna talk, oh, Sigmani said saving land, yeah. And Pablo said national parks. Thank you. Okay, so our next one is sustainability, zero waste, hectares, and climate change. So sustainability is basically living on Earth in a way that allows us to use its resources without depriving future generations of those resources. Zero waste is living, it's kind of a lifestyle, living without creating any waste. Usually you don't use plastic, you only use reusable products, and everything's sustainable. So let's think about our own lives and what is one way we can reduce our waste. For me, one way would be to buy less snacks so that I don't have as much plastic waste. Instead, eating things like fruits where you can compost them. So that is like a sustainable way to purchase because you're not creating any plastic waste.
I'm thinking about investing in tote bags so that I don't use plastic bags whenever I go out and get groceries.
Ooh, that's a good one. Yeah, thank you for your answer. If you have any more, you can keep it in the chat, but I'm just going to move on to the next slide. Okay, so climate change is the effect of global warming from human emissions of greenhouse gases that causes a change in weather patterns throughout the world. Greenhouse gases absorb radiation, which caused heat to get trapped. Some greenhouse gases are water vapor, carbon dioxide, methane, nitrous oxide, and ozone. So we're going to apply this to our own lives. So I'm going to add this to the chat, which is basically to calculate your ecological footprint. Let me stop share so I can put in the chat. It varies depending on, your lifestyle. And this will help you understand how your lifestyle affects the earth. It's gonna be a little slow, so So the, wait, okay, so it says, what is your ecological footprint? How many planets do we need if everybody lives like you? When is your personal overshoot day? Oh, I see. It seems like you're ahead of us. Okay, let's get started. So I'm going to read the questions and then you guys can give me your input or you can do it on your own. How often do you eat animal-based products? I would say very often because I actually eat meat every day. I'm not vegan or anything. How much of the food that you eat is unprocessed, unpackaged, or locally grown? I would say, I feel like it's hard to know. Yeah, I would say more on the lower side because I have gone to like farmers markets, which does count as locally grown. Which housing type best describes your home? Yeah, I'd say duplex. What material is your house constructed with? Concrete. And this kind of shows you like all those things in your life that affect the earth. If you have any questions or like input, you put in the chat. How many people live in your household? 8, because I have a big family. And I said the house in my home is like medium. Or wait, why is it? Okay, I'm just over here. Do you have electricity in your home? Yes, I do. How energy efficient is your home? I would say a little. We use like those eco-friendly light bulbs. If you have solar panels, this would count as energy efficient. Yeah, those sort of things. Comes from renewable sources. I would say rather low. Compared to your neighbors, how much trash do you generate? I would say kind of the same, or maybe a little more just because I have a bigger family. How far do you travel by car or motorcycle each week? Well, we're in a pandemic, so I'm not driving as much, but if we were in school, I know we'd all be driving a lot more. What is the average fuel economy of the vehicles used most often? I would say more inefficient because I don't have an electric car. When you travel by car, how often do you carpool? I would say rarely I carpool. How far do you travel on public transportation each week? I don't really take public transportation, but that is a better alternative to driving your own car. How many hours do you fly each year? I don't fly that often, but if you do, you can mark that as more. Okay, we're gonna look at our results. So if you guys want to share your results, feel free to put it in the chat or let me know what yours was. Mine isn't that good, so that's why I want to be more educated about the environment and how I can improve. So if everyone lived like me, we would need 4.8 Earths, and we don't have 4.8 Earths, so that's why it's so vital to know how much waste you are producing and how that affects it. And through these questions, you can see how things like driving affects it, your trash, renewable energy, electronics, those sort of things, those all affect the earth. So let's see. I see in the chat that Robert got 4.9 Earths. Yeah, so from that we can all tell like what you need to improve on and what you can change. Okay. Oh. Okay. So here's some environmentalists and their policies. I wasn't able to go more depth on Greta, even though we love Greta, but I talked a little bit about AOC. We have a little video. Might be a little long, but we'll try to go through it. Okay, the Green New Deal is a policy from AOC. Okay, so tell me if the audio works. Okay, wait 1 second. Let me, okay, wait 1 second. And you can all watch it on your own. Or, okay. It's just the audio, like, isn't really working. Okay, we're having some technical difficulties, so we're just gonna, okay, we're gonna move on a little bit, but basically it talks about what AOC's Green New Deal is. Okay, we're gonna move on to day 3. Okay. Okay, I hope my background noise isn't too bad, but we're gonna brainstorm environmental problems and some solutions. So when you're doing your research and goal setting with problems, you have to think about a bunch of questions so that you're able to fulfill your purpose of what you're trying to present. So here are just some general questions, broad questions that you would have to think about. 1 is, what is the problem? 2, what do you want to fix? And 3, what do you need to know? So an example, this is very, very broad. Misuse of recycling on campus is my problem. What I want to fix is the recycling process to make it more efficient. And the 3rd one is how the recycling process works now, who is in charge of the bins, who to contact to make these changes. There's a lot of things you need to put into perspective when you're planning. So I have a Padlet. We're going to write our ideas. Okay, let me we're basically going to talk about some ideas on what we can change in our own communities. Oh wait. Okay, so the Padlet's in the chat. Everyone can open it up and write a change you can make in our own communities. Hi, Kayla. Welcome to the workshop. I hope you all can access it. We'll just be on here for a little bit. So some people did write some the other day, so here's some of their ideas. When you put one in, you can unmute and tell us what you wrote, but I'll read some that were put here. One is ban plastic. No meat Monday, a good idea. Yeah, so if you have any ideas, just put it in there or put it in the chat. Like I mentioned before, a good one is the recycling process, implementing a better recycling process. Okay. Or so feel free to fill that out if you want to. If not, it's okay. So what are some potential changes we can make at our school? Here's some: create a more reliable recycling program, stop the use of plastic cutlery, stop the use of paper towel and invest in better hand dryers, invest in eco-friendly and sustainable bathroom and cleaning products. What are some potential changes we can make in our community? Ban plastic altogether, require reusable bags, no plastic takeout containers, etc. Organize annual cleanups, and create a community garden. From what we brainstorm, you can choose an issue or policy that resonates with you, and then you can build off that. So day 4, we're going to do some research on our projects. Basically, this will be more individual time. So yeah, we don't really need to do it over this. So you would have to think about what you need to know and create a brainstorm web. So here's an example of a brainstorm web when you're thinking about how to put together your policy. In the center, I would put, mine was to fix the recycling program, and then I would put who I need to contact. That might be our principal, and then I would talk about kind of what I want to fix specifically, who it's going to affect, what needs to be changed. And then we're going to go on to create an action plan. So basically all the brainstorming is what you can do on your own time. So you're going to create an action plan, which is basically your research put into action. So you're thinking about how to actually apply this. What steps do you need to take? Who do you need to contact? And what's the timeline? When does this need to be finished? Once you have an action plan, really all you need to do is do it. So some things you might want to think about are who's the leader, who you're working with. Think about what each person is supposed to do and do it. Some things you might want to think about are following up, proposing plans, the public speaking aspect, and appealing to an audience through writing in your timeline. I didn't really put together an example, but I did explain kind of what I was going to think about. So thank you all for coming to my workshop, and I hope that you're able to take what you learned today and apply it to your own lives. Yeah, have a good day.
Thank you for watching. For details, visit www.designyourcareers.org or send an email to info@designyourcareers.org. Subscribe to our channel, Design Your Careers, and hit the bell icon so you'll never miss a video.